What I want to have you say first is what.
Ik denk er is. Maar zo nog. Shut up.
Okay, just so you know, I'm going to be like kind of in the middle here, but okay, I was going to say I'm going to stay.
All right. This Saturday, October 21st, at the Prudential Center in New York, we're going to be in for a very special treat. The final fight of the cruiserweight quarterfinals of the World Boxing Super Series. First of all, welcome to the media here. It's great to be back in New York, in the tri-state area here. We were here about 7 months ago, and we announced a new groundbreaking tournament. A lot of people wondered, are they really going to be able to pull it off? And here we are. Yes, we did. We had some terrific fights already, quarterfinals from across the world, great action inside the ring, and the Ali tournament, the greatest tournament of all time, certainly lived up to its name and its expectations. I am sure that this fight here will be no exception. These truly are two of the best cruiserweights in the world, with the reigning world champion Murat Gassiev and with Krzysztof Wlodarczyk. We have two of the truly best fighting each other here on Saturday night. It's part of an overall great card. We're going to be featuring some great young talent, some of the most talked about young fighters, including Olympians. And then of course we have three of the best Polish fighters today on the same card, fighting with Sulecki, undefeated Polish super welterweight, with Masternak, the cruiserweight, and with Wlodarczyk. So I expect a big crowd at the Prudential Center, and we're looking forward to welcome you all there on Saturday night. For the World Boxing Super Series, the cruiserweight part of the tournament certainly is absolutely amazing. You have all 4 world champions which signed up, and so far the 3 world champions, Bradys, Usyk and Dorticos, all came through with flying colors. Is this going to be much of the same here this Saturday night? Will the champion win, or will it be the former world champion, 2-time world champion, who is going to steal the night and steal the title and become the new IBF Cruiserweight World Champion? We shall see. I'd like to thank as well the State Athletic Commission from New Jersey with its chairman, Larry Hazard. It's a pleasure to be back here. We've done many great fights in New Jersey, and really happy to be back here. I'd like to thank as well the Sauerland brothers for their passion for the sport and really being the brainchild behind this great tournament. I'd like to thank AT&T and their audience network, which is available in a little over 20 million homes. They will show this fight live on Saturday night on AT&T audience network and on some of the AT&T online platforms as well. I'd like to thank our PR team as well, led by Kelly Swanson. She's here. And I'd like to thank as well the man who really was the one which was responsible for getting these cruiserweights all into this tournament. And he hasn't really gotten that much recognition so far, but I do want to recognize him, and that is Leon Margulies. Well done, Leon. Yes. I mentioned already the great undercard, the young fighters, which we will have. I'd like to particularly point out a young fighter who comes from somewhere in between Georgia and Alabama. His name is Money Powell. He's Money Powell IV, actually, so keep an eye on him. He is a tall fighter, lanky fighter, similar like a Tommy Hearns, just an amazing all-around fighter. So you're going to see him perform. And then I'd like to mention to you a heavyweight as well. A heavyweight which really stole the show at the Rio Olympics in 2016. He was credited with the knockout of the tournament. His name is Efe Ajagba from Nigeria. He's a devastating puncher, 6'6", 6'7", all muscles, and he will be here showcasing his talent. So really excited for these fighters to be here. Now I'd like to move to the TV bouts. We are going to have 3 televised fights. Television will start at 9 p.m. The doors, by the way, open at 7 p.m. The first fight is around 7:15, and then at 9 o'clock we go live with the 3 televised fights. First up is going to be a fight with Marcel Sulecki versus Jack Kulke. It's a WBC world title eliminator in the super welterweight division. With Jack Kulke, we have a former WBA super welterweight world champion, and with Marcel Sulecki, we have a young, upcoming, undefeated fighter who is hungry to really prove himself against Kulke. Kulke understands that this is a big opportunity for him, and so does Sulecki, to fight at this stage here on part of the World Boxing Super Series televised portion of the event. And I think it's going to be an absolute barn burner. It's going to be one of those fights, experience versus youth, which sort of like is the theme throughout this card we're going to see on Saturday. I'd like to introduce to you now the former WBA super welterweight world champion who lost a very close split decision to Demetrius Andrade in March. And he's here, he starts the path, he wants to reclaim that world title. Please welcome, with a record of 22-2, Jack Kulke.
Hola, gracias.
Hello, thank you.
Yo vine aquí para ganar, no vine para perder. Entrené casi 7 meses en Berlín, junto con Murat Gassiev, que se lastimó la semana pasada, que iba a pelear con Anthony Joshua. Estábamos entrenando duro y por eso yo peleo para Alemania y para Ecuador.
I went ahead and I want to fight. I fight for Germany and Ecuador. I spent my training camp working with Murat Gassiev. He injured himself in his potential matchup against Anthony Joshua. We've had a wonderful training camp. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. He's going to be fighting a fighter who was asked a year ago to fight against a young, up-rising prospect here in the United States, Hugo the Boss Centennial. A lot of people felt that Centennial was the favorite, and Sulecki was coming in as the opponent. And Sulecki came and showed everyone here what he's all about. He's still undefeated, and he gave Centennial his first loss. He's 28 years old, and won all of his last 7 fights by knockout. It's a pleasure now for me to introduce to you Marcel Sulecki with a record of 25-0.
Hello everyone. I'm very happy that I can fight here, and I'm very happy that I come back to USA because I last time fight here 15 months ago. This is long time and I miss you. Thank you very much, promoters, Richard Scheffler. Thank you very much, Liam Margules, Andrew Wasilewski, that you give me chance to fight here. So, I'm very good shape, I'm hitly, I'm strong, I'm fast, and I'm ready. I'm ready on big worm, on big hard worm, and that I hope that you too, Jack. You ready that on big worm? Okay, I'm ready, and thank you very much, and see you Saturday.
And this guy's a strong handshake. Still hurts. Now, the next fight up is going to be one of the reserve fights for the tournament. The beauty of this tournament is it's a single elimination tournament. The winner moves on, the loser goes home. But if there's ever an injury or anything happens, there's always 2 cruiserweights on standby, and they are scheduled to fight on each one of the cards. For this card here, the 2 fighters, the 2 cruiserweights, which were on standby, is Mateusz Masternak and Steven Spujai. With those 2 guys, you have 2 other guys which are exciting. They come forward, they like to fight, they like to entertain. It is a pleasure now for me to introduce to you, with a record 16-1, Steven Spujai out of New York. Here? Not here, okay. Well, you know. So then I'll move on to the guy he's going to fight, which is Mateusz Masternak, certainly a well-known name in the cruiserweight division. He has a record of 39-4, 26 wins by knockout. So without further ado, I'd like to ask now Mateusz Masternak up to the podium. There he is.
Hello everyone. Thank you for proposition. For me, it's very important fighting here in USA. English.
Very good English.
But I'm in shape. I'm had a good training camp. Start in Poland. Next change place in London, UK, and now 10 days acclimatization here. I'm feeling good. Boxing is game, dangerous game, but I'm ready. Thank you.
I really want to applaud these fighters who come here to the United States and really make an effort to speak English. I think that goes a long way, and I think that's the difference from somebody becoming a champion of becoming a star and a superstar. So I really applaud the fighters for going out of their way, going out of their comfort zone, and speak English. If I could speak Polish, I would speak it right now, but I don't. So very well done. Now the event, the fight. The winner of this fight is going to be moving on to the next round, to the semi-final. We already know who the winner will fight. It is Junior Dorticos, who made a huge statement a few weeks ago in San Antonio with his win over big knockout puncher Dmitry Kudryashov. So, which was a spectacular fight, a spectacular performance, and I can just imagine either one of those. Can you imagine how that's going to be, that semi-final? It's going to be fireworks. The question is it going to be iron, or is it going to be the devil, Diablo? It's going to be one of those two. With Murat Gassiev, we have a young fighter, 24 years old only, who quickly is making a name for himself as one of the best, not just in the division, but in the sport, period. And with Krzysztof Wlodarczyk, we have a 2-time world champion, truly one of the best fighters ever, if not the best fighter ever to come out of Poland. It's experience versus youth. I mentioned it before. And it's going to be fascinating to see on Saturday night what will win. Is it the youth or is it the experience? It is a pleasure now for me to introduce to you, with a record of 53-3, 37 of his 53 wins came by knockout. So yes, he's a big puncher as well, and universally recognized as one of the best cruiserweights in the world. Let me introduce to you the devil from Poland, Krzysztof Wlodarczyk.
Hello everybody. Maybe I speak Polish, my friend translating, okay? Co mogę powiedzieć? Mogę powiedzieć tyle, Wszystko się okaże w sobotę i wszystko się okaże w ringu. Kto gdzie jest i kto będzie w następnej walce.
What I can say is we're going to find out who is better in the ring and who is going to fight the next fight. Let's wait.
Życzę każdym sportowcom, każdym pięściarzom, którzy będą boksować na tej gali, żeby o własnych nogach zeszli z ringu, oczywiście zdrowi i niech wygra lepszy.
I'm going to wish everyone on this card to finish the fight healthy and let the better man win.
Dziękuję za szansę, jaka została mi dana. Mam nadzieję, że wykorzystam ją w 100%.
Thank you very much for the chance I received and I hope to use it 100%.
Dziękuję pięknie.
Thank you very much.
Murat Gassiev, the IBF cruiserweight world champion. He started in 2014 up in Big Bear to be trained by Abel Sanchez, certainly without any question one of the most accomplished and most well-known trainers in the world today. We all know that Abel Sanchez trains among many others a fighter who I consider today as pound for pound the best fighter in the world, and that is Gennady Triple G Golovkin. And when a trainer like Abel says that this fighter here, Murat Gassiev, is right there, or possibly even better than Triple G, then we all have to listen, and we have to sit back, and we have to take that into consideration. With Murat Gassiev, you're going to see on Saturday night a rare talent, and just keep your eyes on him. He is exciting, he can fight, he can box, he has it all. It's a pleasure now for me to introduce to you, to say a few words, Abel Sanchez.
First of all, thank you for taking time out of your day to come join us here. I want to thank Richard, Sauron Brothers, and Leon for putting the tournament together for a division that's about been forgotten in boxing. The cruiserweight division gives us speed, gives us skills, gives us punching power, and I think this tournament is going to emphasize that when it's all over. We have a tough fight on our hands. I know that Krzysztof is a two-time world champion. We had a great training camp. Murat is a work in progress. He's a young man. We're going up against a very experienced fighter. I understand Krzysztof is in the best shape he's ever been because he understands the challenge ahead. So we look for a great fight, as all the fights in this tournament have been. Getting to the finals is a goal that for every fighter in this tournament. So we didn't overlook Krzysztof. We understand that we have a tough challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, Abel. In 2016, Murat Gassiev came to challenge for the world title against Denis Ledbev. There was supposed to be titles, but Ledbev somehow pulled out one of the titles, I guess as an insurance policy, in case he would lose, that he still has a title. And we all know what happened. This man dropped Ledbev and beat him and became the new man at the cruiserweight division. Many of the experts and media think that he is the one to beat in this tournament. We will see. Right here, from the get-go, he has a really, really tough challenge. You can never count out a two-time cruiserweight world champion like Wlodarczyk. But we will see. We will see on Saturday night what Murat Gassiev is all made about. With 24 fights, 24 wins, undefeated, 17 by knockout, it is a pleasure now for me to introduce to you a fighter who you will hear much more about. Watch him on Saturday night, the IBF world champion, Murat Gassiev.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming today. Just I want to say one thing for Mateusz. He say boxing is game, but boxing is not game. Like Triple G say, it's very serious business, very tough sport, and for me too, it's not game. I want to say thank you, Richard Schaffer, Zaurlan team, Kamosa for make this great tournament and give for all of us great opportunity for be champion. I have a great opponent, two-time world champion. He very tough. he has a lot of experience, and I need to take this experience after this fight for me. See you Saturday. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Murat. Again, I'm just blown away. Perfect English here, and what an effort from all of those fighters up here. So great, thank you very much. It's top to bottom, as I said, really an amazing card. You see a little bit of everything. You see some Olympians, you see some young heavyweights, you see the 3 best Polish fighter of today. You see with Murat Gassiev, a fighter who I believe will ascend to the throne of pound for pound the best. You see a 2-time world champion trying to turn back the clock and become champion again. You see a young, undefeated fighter from Poland with the record of 25-0 taking on an experienced former world champion. So really, no matter how you look at it, it's a little bit of everything. For fight fans, for sports fans, I encourage you, come out to the Prudential Center. Doors open at 7 o'clock, first fight around 7:15, televised portion at 9. And yes, I did save the best for last. All of that great entertainment for as little as $50. For $50, you can witness greatness, and that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a tournament, you're going to see a production for the Ali Trophy, which is fitting for the name of the greatest of all time, whose name that tournament carries, and that's Muhammad Ali. So be part of it, be part of it. This is the kind of night you're going to be talking about to your children, that you were there when the Ali Trophy came to New Jersey. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all on Saturday night at the Prudential Center. We're going to post the fighters now.
Behind you. Down in front.
Will you please jump down?
Stuff, you got it?
Yeah, I can.
You guys? All right, guys, let's face the camera. Right here, then.
Right here, right here. Right here, one more time?
Yes. Can you have them hold the bell?
Bell.
On the right shoulder.
Murat, great smile.
Don't put it here. There we go. Right there.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Go for it.